Um,
I hope
Staying on Raw real quick because something we've been talking about actually on social media. I was live tweeting the Raw last, not I should say live tweeting because I watched it today. But I live tweeted some of my thoughts while
right.
watching it.
Yeah,
Um,
I usually do that with like NXT when I watch it Thursday mornings. Ooh,
right. So the Raw's women division, like I think SmackDown's women's division is fine.
just
I
fine.
think Raw seems to be a little bit of a mess, a little bit of a uninteresting. I mean, it's almost you almost forget that Asuka's the champion.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
weird, right? And Asuka's phenomenal.
Well, she
She
was
doesn't
tied
do anything
in with
wrong.
the tag division for too long, and I get what
Right,
they were trying to do.
right.
They were trying to add legitimacy to the tag titles, and
Mhm.
I think they were starting to get that right finally after what
Mhm.
3 years or something.
Right.
But it's kind of been at the expense of the Raw Women's title. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, and I think the issue with that division is actually self-inflicted. I think they're booking horribly. It's not a lack of talent. They have the bodies necessary to do this. I mean, I said it today on Twitter. Like, you want to fix this problem? First off, I don't think the women's tag titles honestly has any not relevance, but I think right now, if you want to put it to the shelf for a little while, I wouldn't be mad about that. Honestly,
I think what they need to do with the women's tag team titles is have Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai win them this week on
and send it down
NXT,
to NXT.
and because there's so much talent in the NXT women's division where I've seen people say, does there need to be a secondary title, singles title? No, get the tag titles in there and work some. You just came off a tag team tournament, so you have tag teams, and that'll get people to care more about the tag team titles, so that when they're defended on Raw or defended on SmackDown, and you can do that without moving Raquel and Dakota to Raw or SmackDown,
Right.
but have them defend them on there or on a pay-per-view every now and again. And that gets the eyes on that product. That can also get people to pay attention to NXT. So yeah, move the tag titles, focus on your singles division. Big time.
Yeah. And basically, my opinion is this: you know, break up Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler. You know, Shayna should be dominant. That she's been misused. She really has. She can't talk. I get that, but you fix that with pairing her with somebody, pairing her with an MVP, pairing her with some mouthpiece. You have options. Use
Uh,
it.
I the pairing of Nia and Shayna Baszler, or Team Shania that we've affectionately called them. I mean, that to me the biggest
Still the
problem.
one.
Yeah, exactly. But like, if they don't have something in the women's division, the singles division for, I'm kind of fine with Shayna Baszler in the tag division, especially because a lot of times when you're watching the matches, she's the featured star out of that team. It's kind of, and I'm not comparing them, move for move, ability to ability, but think of like the old Hart Foundation, Brett and the Anvil. Brett was the worker. Brett was the guy that was going to work 25 minutes out of a 30-minute match. But when the Anvil came in, he was the muscle. He's going to break down that other opponent, get Brett back in there to finish him off. And that's kind of the style that they've done with Shania and with Team Shania. So it
I got saying it solo.
it kind of works. So I don't necessarily have an issue with it. Like once you have an idea what you want to do with Shayna Baszler in the singles division, by all means, get her out of the tag division. But I'd rather see her featured and people remember that she's there and is a great wrestler and she's different from everybody else on the roster, that she's there and at the forefront of people's minds, then she's just kind of faded into oblivion.
Well, that's just it though. Let me be clear. It's less about the team. I actually don't mind the team of Nia and Shayna, but I think they would be more impactful, particularly Shayna, as a solo act, because their singles women's roster on Raw needs more bodies, more legitimate bodies. I'm
Yeah.
not sold on Peyton Royce and all these. I mean, no offense, but
I mean, yeah, and that is the sad thing, and yeah, it does come down to booking because like looking over the roster, like I'm gonna run down the women's roster on Raw. Alexa Bliss, we know Alexa Bliss.
She's tied up on another
tied
angle.
up another story, but we know how great she is,
Yeah.
character and in the ring. Asuka, obviously. Becky Lynch, whenever she comes back, technically still listed on the Raw roster. Charlotte Flair, obviously know the story. Then you got Dana Brooke.
Eh.
She still needs work. I still say she should have been in NXT for longer. Lacey Evans, who's now pregnant.
Yeah.
Lana, who is in a tag team with Naomi. Mandy Rose, who's been doing the tag work with Dana. And that's the thing, like the Raw has been very tag heavy recently. Naomi should absolutely be featured.
Don't get me started on that. The last year,
that she should be one of the most featured single stars.
Well, it's funny because when she got drafted to Raw in October, one of the reasons why I was excited about that is because on the SmackDown side, it was so crowded, so top heavy that she really didn't have a way of standing out. Raw gave you opportunity, but yet she's not doing anything.
Yeah, she did have surgery. I don't remember when she had surgery, so she was out for a little while, recovering from surgery. But now that she's back, and I get, they're trying to do this, and don't get me wrong, Lana has improved tenfold in the last year, both in the ring and in her character. I think she's gotten really good. But if they want to do the tag team thing, you can find somebody else than Naomi. And I get like they want to get eyes on the tag pro. But then also you got Nikki Cross, Peyton Royce, obviously Shayna, and that's it. And like the thing that's really a shame is like, Nikki Cross is great. We saw the work she put in.
Yeah, but she's done a main eventer though.
Tremendous in the ring. And like Peyton Royce, like when they broke up the Iconics, the word was the reason they did it is because Peyton was going to get the singles push. Great. Peyton Royce is a really good wrestler. Unfortunately, the thing we found out is, does she need the character of Billie Kay to make her better? Because without Billie Kay, I don't know if she has a ton of personality. And I think that might be some of the problem. And like Billie Kay kind of shining in this, in this, handing out her promo pictures and that kind of role that she has on SmackDown. And I'm like, man, just move her to Raw, trade her to Raw, get her with, even if you want her to wrestle, like have her be, kind of this de facto manager for, almost like Mr. Perfect was with Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Like,
great analogy.
Flair didn't need legitimacy, but when you have an extra, something extra on the outside,
adds to the package.
Exactly. And that would help Peyton Royce. So like, the Raw women's division needs a shot in the arm. And you know what? I know they're announcing Rhea Ripley. I don't know when. I don't know when she's
to the promo yesterday, right?
Is she coming? Did they say when she's coming up? I think I missed.
It's coming soon, which means
they coming soon. That last week too.
I imagine that's 2 weeks.
Whether that means, is it right before Fastlane? Is it at Fastlane? Is it the Raw after Fastlane? I don't know.
Like Fastlane
that should be a shot in the arm. And maybe this whole Charlotte thing, Charlotte coming out last night and saying like, I want a shot at the title and it should be me at WrestleMania and this and that. Maybe it's smoke and mirrors. By the way, I just noticed that your shirt's Queen and that's badass.
Yes, thank you.
Like, and maybe, I don't know, maybe because I know they like to get a lot of people on Mania, maybe it's going to be Asuka, Charlotte, and Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania in a triple threat, so, but hopefully Rhea is going to be the shot in the arm that the Raw women's division needs.
My fear is they're going to misuse her in the same way they misused Shayna. Rhea Ripley should be the next Bianca Belair, the next star. Like the way that she was handling NXT, she should be the next major star in the company, like Becky Lynch huge. Like that's the way I see her.
Yeah, and I think the only reason I say that I think I'm not as afraid of her being misused like they have with Shayna is Rhea is better on the mic.
Oh, without question.
And again, it's unfortunate, but when you have sports entertainment, there's multiple elements. They can't be just wrestling.
Right. But again, but this is also, and not to sound like not to bring up sexism a second, but you have that problem in the men's side with certain guys like Brock Lesnar. So you fix that by giving him a
Right.
mouthpiece. Why
Exactly.
couldn't you do the same thing with Shayna?
And they should. They really
You know,
should.
that's all I'm saying. Stay with NXT real quick.